Steve Moran here with Senior Housing Forum, and I have become such a big fan of doing video interviews. It gives you really a chance to meet people, see what they're like, hear their voice, hear their passion. And I think it's the passion that I really love more than anything else. So I got an email a couple of weeks ago saying, hey, this is a story you probably ought to do. And so I am today talking to Joe, Carella, is that right?
Carella. I even struggle with it, so don't worry.
Okay. And you are the founder, CEO of?
I'm the executive director of the Scandinavian Charitable Society of Greater Boston, and we run a traditional assisted living and cultural center, and then we're the hub of many organizations that we can talk about later. Now, community-centered living is the philosophy. It's what you wrap yourself around. Now, look at your place and say, what is the need of the community? Because you have to gather people, because that's, you and I talked about our journey, those accidents that occur, the people you meet. Well, that stops when we move into housing. It's almost like a disconnect from the community because we're not connecting anymore. The people living in facilities today think everyone across the street is the outside community. And that's the thing that has to be broken down. And I can share the crazy miracles that happen.
So when you talk about, think of the needs of the community, you're talking about the broad marketplace community and not just the senior living, what's inside the senior living community. Is that correct?
Exactly. But here's the thing. When we have a cultural center, and when I was hiring director, I kept saying, you need to have programs to introduce the best of the Nordic culture. But I don't want you thinking about the residents. They're not part of this. It's all about the community. But what I didn't say is the residents are part of that community. It's a way of thinking. You have to create gathering opportunities, and you can't limit yourself. You can't be putting the Disney gloves on and saying, well, we're going to protect the residents. It's not about that, because people in their 80s and 90s, and I understand this when I speak to my kids, they're like, they're trying to protect me. It's like nothing to protect. I've seen what you've seen. And we do the same thing with our seniors. They've seen it better than we have. So the needs are more about what do the individual people in the community need. We're a small traditional assisted living, right? 40 apartments. We have over 2,000 visitors a month that walk through our front door. That's not even counting family and friends of the residents. Over 2,000 sets of eyes that are looking at us all the time. And the impact that it has on me and the rest of the community, hopefully we get to it, is amazing. And I happened to be here on a Saturday. I don't remember why. And I saw a neighbor and I said, well, what are you doing here? And she said to me, oh, I'm here to meet a friend. I mean, they weren't visiting anyone in the place. They were meeting our neighbor in our facility, which is, it's hard to think of your place as a gathering place where people connect. The cultural center. I've seen neighbors who haven't seen each other for 20 years connect at a cultural event here. Think about it. In an assisted living, they're connecting with someone they haven't seen in 20 years.